This is some team, the way they fight back.
Increíble! The San Jose Earthquakes are the champions of Major League Soccer.
We're very proud to represent each and every one of you. The sign in the corner that says "We believe," and we believe every week.
Even before the 2003 San Jose Earthquakes came together for preseason, they had to have faith and belief in each other. And they had to believe in Frank Yallop and Dominic Kinnear's plan to revamp the roster. Big changes loomed before the season began. Gone were 2002 Goalkeeper of the Year Joe Cannon, leading scorer Ariel Graziani, best 11 left back Wade Barrett, and right back Jimmy Conrad, along with 4 other players. Yallop and Kinnear did have a plan. On draft day, they took Todd Donovan from nearby Stanford University, traded for former #1 pick Brian Mullen from the LA Galaxy, drafted young attacker Arturo Alvarez, still a high school student in Houston, and also picked up college players Jamil Walker, Josh Saunders, and Roger Levesque. The Quakes also acquired 2 important players in forward Brian Ching and defender Craig Weibel.
Felt good about preseason. You know, the results weren't great. It didn't matter about the results. It's about how you're going about it and how the players individually looked. And I thought that the guys we brought in did well.
More changes were coming when projected starting goalkeeper John Conway went down with a disappointing injury, a broken ankle. Yallop and the team moved quickly, picking up Canadian national team veteran Pat Onstad. Those new ingredients were added to the core of the team: Captain Jeff Agus, Richard Mulrooney, Ronnie Eklund, Troy Dyack, Manny Lagos, Ian Russell, Chris Ronier, Ramiro Corrales, Eddie Robinson, and 21-year-old superstar Landon Donovan. Nine days before the season, the Quakes suffered another blow. Striker and MLS Cup 2001 hero Dwayne De Rosario went down with a serious knee injury.
I kept my focus, you know, I kept my goals in hand, and I just kept going for it. Just a lot of hard work, determination, and, you know, I had my focus. My dream was set for the year. I really wanted to, you know, be a part of the team this year.
Through it all, the Quakes entered the 2003 season optimistic they could bring the MLS Cup back to San Jose.
I always said that I felt this group was good enough to win the championship. I think I was actually asked a question before the draft about what the prospects were, and I said I wouldn't be surprised if we lifted some trophies this year.
We just have a good group of guys on the field as well as off, and it's a good group of teammates as well.
I feel like the team deserves to win. We do the right things, we play the right way, we treat our fans the right way, we treat each other the right way, and there's a factor in there that says we really deserve to win.
The Quakes not only got out of the gate well, they burst out of the gate in 2003. Less than a minute into game #1 in Colorado, newcomer Brian Ching scored the first goal of the season.
It was exciting for me, you know, to make a contribution right away to the season. And, you know, it helped me settle in, definitely.
Playing in front of his family and friends, Colorado native Todd Donovan started at left back for the Quakes, getting what turned out to be the game-winning goal in his professional debut. Here comes Donovan into the box. He's got a chance. Goal! 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 Todd Donovan, goal! This game meant more than 90 minutes on the pitch for Donovan. His brother Luke, diagnosed with leukemia in 2001, was in the stands to see him play. After recently undergoing surgery for an infection related to his disease, and despite his condition, he was there to see his little brother become the first Quakes rookie ever to score in his first game.
He was really not doing too well. He was down, you know, about 117 pounds. You know, he's normally up in the 150s, and he was really struggling, couldn't eat. You know, and after that, you know, call it what you want, but after that game, things turned around. It really was the turning point. It was pretty amazing, to be honest.
A smashing debut for most of the new Quakes. Brian Mullen showing a toughness and tenacity that would become the trademark of the team throughout the season.
This team is great. They give you so much confidence. They make you feel great. I mean, I have faith in every one of the players on this team.
At the Earthquakes home opener in Spartan Stadium, the Quakes would fall behind, but the big crowd on hand would see the first of many comeback efforts in 2003. The equalizer coming from Brian Mullen in the 81st minute. A win over Los Angeles, a Landon Donovan goal, and the Quakes finished April unbeaten. Donovan would earn MLS Player of the Month honors for his 1-goal, 2-assist month. The Quakes continued their season-opening hot streak, going unbeaten in their next 3 games to stretch their streak to 6 games without a loss.
Slide it in. Ching flicks it on. Goal, Quakes.
Waldo's here with acres of space. 3-on-3 now. San Jose, Donovan. Donovan eludes a tackle. Can he get it over? Landon Donovan tries it. Landon Donovan. Goal number 4 for San Jose.
You know, for us from the start, we knew we were a good team. And, you know, in these closed doors, we knew that we can beat any team in the league.
After their club record 4-0-2 start, the Quakes came back to earth in late May. The Chicago Fire came calling, and with 7 players out for that game and 2 more going down during the game, the Fire handed the Quakes a 4-1 loss. A week later, the Quakes lost to Columbus, knocking them out of first place in the Western Conference for the only time all season. Despite the injuries and the national team call-ups, the Quakes responded with yet another come-from-behind win on the road. Thanks to the work of Brian Mullen and Texas teenager Arturo Alvarez.
Out in front, Alvarez! Goal! 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 San Jose goal!
I got back in play, and I was set up perfect for that header, and it was a perfect ball. There was nothing more I can do about it. I'm going to the field, do what I can do, and work hard, and try to produce something for the team.
The Dallas game, it showed this team that we can win with whoever's on the field.
The 2003 Quakes would evolve into the true definition of a team. With young players maturing and bench players filling important roles, every player on the roster contributed to their success.
He and Mike Clark have been ejected. Backfield from Mulrooney. Ian Russell. Russell. Walker. Jamil Walker. His second in 2 games.
San Jose rolled into July on another 6-game unbeaten streak, highlighted by a game in New Jersey's Meadowlands that few will forget.
Hangs on. Crosses. There's Guevara. The shot of the goal. Oh, that's a beauty.
He drives it right out in front. Misses Ronier in the box. It's a goal. 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 Tim Howard caught the ball, but it was inside the mouth of the goal. Weibel has a chance. Leaves it for Ching. Goal. 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 Setting it up.
Mounted down. There's a loose ball. And it's knocked in.
How to get in. Right side. Pass in for McGee and then Mathis. What a goal. Out in front. Here's a chance. Lagos. Goal. Goal. On the corner kick pass.
Here the Metro score. Mathis with it. And Mathis is scoring another goal.
Mulrooney around a couple of defenders. Gets it through. Here's Lagos. He's got a chance out front. Donovan. Goal. 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 Landon Donovan. San Jose Earthquakes goal. And we're tied at 4 in stoppage time.
It's uncharacteristic for them or us to let that many goals in. With Timmy and our defense has played well.
Just the way our team came back, you know, I think that you could see, you know, that was premonition of what happened in the playoffs.
But to come back 3 times, I thought that set the tone for the rest of the year. And saw it at the end of the year, man.
The Quakes would need their depth in late July with Landon Donovan, Richard Mulrooney, and Pat Onstad representing their countries at the CONCACAF Gold Cup. The Quakes steered through a rough patch with back-to-back wins, including comeback 2-1 victory at DC United.
Ryan Ching causing Perdomo some issues. Ching lays it off. Longo, 2-1 San Jose.
Fantastic performance really on the road. Wasn't the prettiest win in the world, but when you can get 3 points away from home, it's a great result.
And a dominating 3-0 win over Dallas.
It was a huge win in DC. I think a couple years ago I had a couple big goals in DC, so I've done pretty well in DC. And then as a team, you know, I think those kind of games, home and away, we really found ways to win with different groups of guys.
As they hit the All-Star break, the Quakes led the Western Conference by 3 points over the Kansas City Wizards, with Colorado rapidly closing in. Star forward Landon Donovan was the only Quake selected for the match, but he did not disappoint with an assist on MLS's first goal against Chivas de Guadalajara. After the All-Star break, the Quakes hit the road for an important 3-game trip through Kansas City, Dallas, and New England. And with the Wizards only 3 points out of the lead, it was time to send a message to the rest of the Western Conference.
There's Donovan. He's got a chance. He had a second chance. Go! 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 Go!
Quakes have won a big match on the road.
Donovan leaves it for Ching. Ching strikes the ball. Go! At all, but he's a very calming presence. Backside, here's a shot. It gets through. Countess. Go! 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 Into the box for Donovan. Here's Landon Donovan. He brings it down. He strikes it. Go! Go!
The Quakes finished the trip in New England with a 1-1 tie. But they suffered a disappointing blow when 6-goal scorer Brian Ching was lost for the year with a torn Achilles.
It's very unfortunate for Brian to get his injury when he did, but you know, I said to him, you know, we spoke after the season, and you know, look forward to next season and get yourself fit because you're a good player.
To make up for the loss of Ching, the Quakes added former MLS Rookie of the Year Rodrigo Faria at the trading deadline.
Marked by Olsen. Di Rosario across the 6. It's Corrales into the net. Into the net. Into the net.
Dwayne De Rosario made a triumphant return to Spartan Stadium to assist on a 1-0 victory over DC United, secured by a Ramiro Corrales goal and a club record 9th shutout for Pat Onstad. In only 3 weeks after the All-Star break, the Quakes increased a 3-point lead in the West to 11 points.
So we got off to a great start. You know, we played the 3 games in a row, which is very difficult. And I think we got 3 good results there. And, you know, it kind of springboarded us for the rest of the season, I think.
Near post. Robinson heads it back. That one in front. Shot goal. Goal by Mullen.
The Quakes wrapped up a playoff berth on August 30th, but staggered in September. Losing 2 of 3 games, the lead in the West had dwindled to 5 points over the red-hot Colorado Rapids with only 6 games to play. But as they had done all season, the Quakes again responded with back-to-back world-class performances in Kansas City and at home against Dallas.
Pass right side for Donovan and right on his right foot. Donovan's got something going here now. Donovan, middle of the field. Donovan, shoot! Oh, no! No! Landon Donovan, San Jose Earthquakes, goal! And Donovan for San Jose. Chris Ronier, he gets the ball from Landon. Gives it right back to Landon. Here's Landon. Landon for De Rosario. Back out front. Here's Landon. He's got a chance. Yeah. Go, go, go! San Jose Earthquakes goal! Landon Donovan's second of the game, and it comes from De Rosario in the 70th minute. It's 3-1 Quakes for Donovan. He leaves it for Donovan. He goes around the defender. Donovan shoots. The first hat trick in the history of the San Jose franchise. Goal! Landon Donovan, San Jose 4, and the Wizards 1.
It's awesome. Ronald's been here quite a while, Cerritos, and I would have thought he would have scored a hat trick with all the goals he scored here.
The last time we were in Kansas City, we had 13 games to play, and I told Landon that if he didn't get 10 goals in those 13 games, I was going to pound him. And coming into the night, he had 6 games to get 6 goals, and I was warning him before the game. I was like, you're getting closer to a beatdown, and he was like, I'm getting it over as soon as possible.
Well, they throw in. And here we go early on. Here's De Rosario in the box all alone. Shot and goal! Wow!
Dwayne De Rosario got a 5-2 win over the Dallas Burn Starter just 11 seconds into the game. And he wouldn't stop until he'd managed to get the club a second hat trick in 8 days.
Now De Rosario turns and fires. Shot and goal! He has a hat trick on the evening, the second career hat trick for the San Jose Earthquakes as a franchise. Now here it comes from Davis. Shot and a goal! Wow!
The Quakes and the Burn combined to shatter numerous league scoring records.
So he's now starting to play his best soccer.
Now a pass ahead, and this is trouble again. Donovan, shot and goal. Boy, oh boy. Landon Donovan. We have something going here. Now a cross looking for Donovan. Shot and goal. That was pretty.
How about Dwayne? I mean, breaks his ankle in, I think, January, comes back a couple days after, does his knee. And he's recovered so fast. We thought for sure he was done for the year when it happened, and he comes back, and he amazes me.
You know, I guess when one person does it, kind of sets the tone. You know, everyone else says, you know, we can all do it. I've been trying to do it for a while now.
The Western Conference title had virtually been wrapped up, powered by another Player of the Month performance from Landon Donovan.
Let's be honest, the kid is special. You know, he's got to be one of the best young players in the world. Has to be. I don't see him any better, and I watch a lot of soccer. He has something special that you can't describe. When it really matters, he's there for you.
Despite struggling in the final month of the season, the Quakes entered the playoffs with confidence following another spirited comeback in the regular season finale against Los Angeles. The Quakes would meet their biggest rival, the Los Angeles Galaxy, in the Western Conference semifinals. Twice before these teams met in the postseason, in 1996, the first playoff appearance in club history. Then there was the matchup for all the marbles in the 2001 MLS Cup final.
We do not like LA, and it's not. It's well known. I mean, they don't like us, and it's a battle back and forth.
It was a team I think you really didn't want to see in the first round of playoffs because of the danger they create.
LA hosted the first game of the 2-game aggregate goal series, and their play belied their record.
He's got a little bit of space here. Ruiz! Carlos Ruiz! Oh, what a goal for Ruiz! 2-0 LA!
After one game in the playoffs, the Quakes found themselves down 2-0.
Well, obviously it wasn't how we wanted to start the playoffs, being down 2-0, but I didn't lose faith in it. It was just a matter of being a little unfortunate at some given times. We had some opportunities that game. Unfortunately, we didn't finish them.
I really never thought that we were out of it. We still created, somewhat of, chances, and I still believe that we can get back.
Well, we're still in it. I said after the game that it's only 2-0. We're 2-0 down at halftime. Now, we could just come up here and just whimper out of the playoffs, but I didn't think that was in us.
Back home to Spartan Stadium, and almost unbelievably, they fell behind another 2 goals in the first 13 minutes. If a team was ever to need belief in itself, it was Sunday night, November 9th, at Spartan Stadium in San Jose. Jeff Agus believed, and he got the comeback started.
This year's team has been, about a lot of heart. There's been a lot of brave people.
I still believed and we could do it, but still you're starting to doubt it because of the score. But I thought if we scored early, after they scored, I thought if we scored early and got it back to 2-1 or 2-2 at half-time, we have a real chance of getting back in the game, and we did.
poquito de actuación también por la parte de Mo Rooney.
Una de las jugadas estacionarias la aprovecha para esto. El centro de Mo, aparece Carlos ahora, ahí se va de nuevo. Intenta la escapada, muy running. Pitt que va sobre él, sacó el centro, el gato que se queda. Señoras y señores, igualó la serie. Increíble.
And to be honest, Jeff's goal was just a little fire. The next goal was a little more. The third goal started the flame, and the fourth one was just an eruption, an explosion.
Well, after the first goal, it's okay, it's still early. There's a slither of hope, you know, maybe. And then let's try to get one before halftime. We're fortunate enough we get one before halftime. We go into the locker room, and everyone's just pumped and thinking, okay, you know, this can happen. 2 goals in 1 half, why not? We've done it many times. And then we get the early goal in the second half. And the game kind of goes into a lull, and we're a little bit scared, thinking what's going on, why, you know, we're tiring out. And then in an instant, Chris Ronya makes the difference.
The Quakes had tied the series 4-4 on aggregate, but would still need 1 more goal to beat LA and advance.
Ya no puede más Carlos también. Están cansados los jugadores del Galaxy porque han tenido que perseguir.
Something we have that people underestimate is we got hearts of gold, and it's because of Frank Yallop. We don't give up, man.
It was a great run by Landon, and I just made my run, and he sent me a great pass, and I knew something special was coming to me, and thank God I had a great finish and got the win for this wonderful team over here.
LA was starting to buckle, and it was almost like a fight, you know, like a prize fight, where you could see that this guy's going to knock him out. And I felt it all along. I thought, we're going to knock him out. We're going to beat him.
The comeback was fantastic. I always said it. I don't think we were lucky. We never had a deflected goal or a bad play by LA. I always thought every single goal in that game was created by our determination, our attitude, and our creativity.
I just felt like we were going to win, one way or another.
To come back from 2-0 down in the game also, so you're 4-0 down overall, to win 5-4 was incredible. And it's the best night I've ever had. And one of the best feelings I've ever had when Rodrigo scored the winning goal.
With their 5-2 Golden Goal overtime win, the Quakes moved to the Western Conference Final to meet the very hot Kansas City Wizards in front of another raucous crowd at Spartan Stadium. After a scoreless first half, the action heated up in the final 45 minutes. The Wizards struck first, but the Quakes battled back.
Diak, here's Diak from Donovan. Diak out in front, turn, shoot, goal!
This is some team, the way they fight back. They don't let it bug them. They just keep going forward.
I didn't actually know it went in until Jamil told me I scored.
Wizards seeing a lot more. The ball now is right. Ryan looked early, but the flag stays down for the advantage. Yes, 2-1 KC.
When Chris Klein put one past Onstad, it was time for another dramatic equalizer with the help of a super sub.
I was just real excited to get on the field. So, I mean, when you come on in a game like that, any game, you're just pumped up, ready to do something big.
Russell brings it into the box, out on front. Here's a chance, goal! Goal!
Crowd is going crazy.
As soon as Ian cut the ball back to his right foot,
I knew he was going to serve it in, and I think I caught the two defenders sleeping. I just snuck in there and stuck a foot in, and luckily it went where it would go in.
Once again, it would come down to overtime.
Rosario sprints to space. How about that pass? Clutch back one too many times.
And this overtime went to the brink before the Quakes' biggest star stepped into the spotlight.
Toward the arc. Ronnie Eklund gets the rebound. Landon Donovan. Ronnie Eklund back to Donovan. Here's Landon. Landon shoot. Oh! Landon Donovan, San Jose goal! Go! In the 27th minute of overtime, Landon Donovan gives the Earthquakes a 3-2 win. They're headed to the championship game in Los Angeles against the Chicago Fire.
We kept on pushing on, and it took 27, heart-stopping minutes at times. But I felt the team that had the most quality and the biggest determination won that game.
I think the winning goal was really what we're all about. I think Ronnie wins a header, comes back to him, plays it, goes to Landon, Landon plays it back to Ronnie. Great through ball, and what a bit of balance where he just glides through two players and just slots it. So, it gives you chills thinking about it now.
MLS Cup 2003, the Chicago Fire. They were the favorites with the supporters' shield already in their pockets. They hadn't allowed a goal in 3 games in the postseason, a run of nearly 300 minutes.
Everybody plays well. They play well out of the back. Their defending is awesome. Up front, they're incredible, if not the best partnership in the league. They're pretty close.
But Chicago's such a strong opponent that it's going to come down to just performing on Sunday. 90 minutes, 120 minutes, whatever it happens to be, you got to perform every single minute.
In the playoffs, the Quakes had to rally for 2 big wins, giving up 6 goals in 3 games. Yallop's squad would need the entire team effort to defeat the Fire.
We never give up, and we were 4 down to LA and then 1 down with 5 minutes to go to KC. I think it just shows you the mental strength of this team.
Looks like Agus, he's going to fake it for Eklund, the drive! Oh, what a goal by Eklund!
I called the shot. I said, I'll take this one. I feel good about it.
Led in the playoffs, at all. We always had to come from behind, and to find ourselves in the lead, I don't think we probably played our best first half.
If we were down in a game, it didn't matter. We knew we had a chance to come back. If we were up in a game, we knew we were going to win because we didn't lose many leads.
Turns around, into the box, Beasley, chance, goal! How in the world did he get it past Van Onstad? Goal!
The second half began with a flurry of activity.
Meanwhile, Mulrooney came back and he beats Thornton at the other end. Incredible!
Brad Mullen floated just a perfect ball in front of me running onto it, and next thing I know, I'm in front of the goal about 10, 12 yards out, and obviously I look over, see Landon, but I had worked on finishing all year long, and I decided to take a poke at it. Unfortunately, I found the far post.
Chicago fell asleep, maybe still celebrating. Well, at this point, this is your man of the match, Richard Mulrooney.
Despite a 2-goal Quakes advantage, the Fire kept coming.
Ball thrown into Armas. Back out in front. Onstad is after it. The ball goes in the goal. I think it might be an own goal. Dante Razov. Told you he scored 5 penalty kick goals this year.
Well, we said to Pat, we don't know, because we've seen him take, I think, 6 penalties through the year, and he's gone one way, he's gone the other. But we do say he likes to wait and wait for the goalkeeper to make his move before he makes his move.
He'll strike the ball. Here it is. It's saved by Pat Onstad. What a play by Onstad at the left post.
I didn't have any second doubts or any second thought to say, Pat, I knew Pat was going to save it.
The Quakes had seized the momentum back and were ready to put the finishing touches on their second championship in 3 seasons.
Donovan makes a run. The ball to Landon, and he knocks it in! Oh, what a great pass and finish! Donovan has 2 goals.
That's it. Whistle blows. The San Jose Earthquakes are the champions of Major League Soccer with a 4-2 victory over the Chicago Fire.
I feel like it wasn't necessarily destiny. I just knew we were going to win.
The last 3 games of the season, I mean, we couldn't have done it without the crowd.
In a season filled with individual honors that included Landon Donovan and Pat Onstad being named to the MLS Best 11 team, in the end it was the team spirit and the belief that pushed the Earthquakes to the top of Major League Soccer.
The playoffs, they don't build character, they reveal it. And I think that's what it was all about for us.
This was the greatest playoff run ever. And it's 8 years old, but you show me a better one. I don't see it. I really believe that those 3 games together was the best performance by any team in MLS.
For 10 months, the Quakes had never stopped believing they could raise the MLS Cup. Believe it now. The San Jose Earthquakes are the champions of Major League Soccer.
The theme of everything was us seeing the signs, and Troy said it about believing, and we believed all along that we could do it.